Thank you. I request everybody to kindly take their seats. Good morning, distinguished delegates, esteemed guests, and all participants. A very warm and pleasant Shillong welcome. My name is Edward Mann, and I'm honored to host this significant event, the 7th Act East Business Show, organized by the Government of Meghalaya under the Meghalaya Investment Promotion Authority, or MEPA, in collaboration with the Indian Chamber of Commerce. This flagship event is set to unfold from today till the 27th here at State Convention Center, Shillong. Over the next 3 days, we will engage in crucial deliberations aimed at fostering stronger economic and trade relations between BBIN and ASEAN nations. Our discussions will center on key sectors including technology, agriculture, manufacturing, and tourism, all vital for the strategic advancement of Northeast India and Meghalaya's burgeoning potential. We extend a special welcome to senior government officials from the Government of India and our esteemed international delegates from the Philippines, Germany, Indonesia, Cambodia, UAE, Japan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, and other participating nations. We are honored to have you join us. Our agenda encompasses 3 pivotal areas. Firstly, empowering growth through technology and innovation in Meghalaya, exploring IT investments, emerging technologies like AI and blockchain, and connecting investors with Meghalaya-based startups. Secondly, making Northeast India an export hub of agriculture, livestock, food processing, and manufacturing with insights on export promotion, trade facilitation, and government initiatives. Thirdly, Northeast India travel, tourism, and hospitality, emphasizing digital innovation, sustainable practices, and public-private partnership to promote ecotourism, adventure tourism, and medical tourism. Furthermore, over these days, we will facilitate various B2B and B2G meetings and strategic matchmaking sessions designed to benefit the business fraternity. Exporters, startups, and farmer-producer organizations, farmer-producer companies of Meghalaya. This event will be a significant step in the economic development of the state by facilitating valuable investments and business collaborations. This show will serve as a catalyst for trade investment and cross-border collaboration. And before we proceed with our deliberations, we will commence with the auspicious lighting of the lamp, symbolizing the dispelling of darkness and the ushering in of the knowledge and prosperity. I would now like to invite our esteemed dignitaries on the dais to proceed down to join us in this ceremony. I request everybody to kindly stand. Thank you very much. Kindly take your seats. We will now proceed with felicitation, and I would like to request His Excellency Sri Mahesh Kumar Saharia, Chairman NER ICC and Honorary Consul Indonesia, to kindly felicitate and welcome Sri Conrad K. Sangma, the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya. I would also like to request Sir to kindly felicitate Sri Sneauharang, our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister and Minister of Commerce and Industries, Government of Meghalaya. I'd like to request His Excellency to also felicitate Sri Donald Philip Walam, IAS, Chief Secretary, Government of Meghalaya. I'd like to request His Excellency once again to felicitate Dr. Vijay Kumar Ji, IAS, Commissioner and Secretary Planning, IPNSC, and CEO, MIPA, Government of Meghalaya. Thank you, sirs. I would now like to request Dr. Vijay Kumar Ji to kindly felicitate His Excellency Dr. Philip Ackerman, Ambassador Ignacio, Ambassador of Philippines to India. I request Dr. Vijay to also felicitate His Excellency Dr. Muzaffar Shah Mustafa, High Commissioner of Malaysia to India. And I'll also request Dr. Vijay Kumar to kindly felicitate His Excellency Sri Thirapat Mongkol Naveen, Minister of and Deputy Chief of Mission of Thailand to India. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, Dr. Vijay. I would now like to request His Excellency Sri Mahesh Kumar Saharia to also felicitate many of our dignitaries who are off the dais. The Government of Meghalaya is also felicitating all of our guests on the dais and also off the dais. Kindly keep the applause going as I will read out all the names of the dignitaries who are there in front of the dais. Thank you and welcome to Dr. Shakil B. Ahmed, IAS, Additional CS, Government of Meghalaya. We are happy to have with us Dr. Ramesh Kadamal, Chairman, ASEAN India Economic Council, Malaysia. We welcome His Excellency Barbara Voss, Consul General, Germany. Beg your pardon, Her Excellency Barbara Voss, Consul General, Germany. We welcome His Excellency Jigme Thingye Namgyal, Consul General, Bhutan. We welcome Eri Harjuno, Consular Economic Affairs, Embassy of Indonesia. His Excellency Shri Ahmed Ajnabi, Director, UAE India SIPA Council. His Excellency Kevin Go, Deputy Consul General, Australia. His Excellency Jigme Thingye Namgyal, Consul General, Bhutan. Suchira Panchana, Minister, Council of Thailand. Tandi Wangchuk, President, BCCI, Bhutan. S.M. Abdul Kalam Azad, Secretary General, IBCCI, Bangladesh. Radharaman Bhandari, Executive Director, FNCCI, Nepal. Vinod Mehta, Partner, EY, India. We welcome Sir Frederick Roy Hatnor, IAS, Principal Secretary, Government of Meghalaya. Also, I would like to request Shri Mahesh Kumar Saharia to also felicitate Srimati Nimriti Rai, MD and CEO of Invest India. We are honored to have many dignitaries and guests amongst us, and to officially welcome, I would like to request the Chairman of NER Indian Chamber of Commerce and Honorary Consul of Indonesia to Kolkata, India, His Excellency Shri Mahesh Kumar Saharia, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad Singma, Honorary Deputy Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Excellencies, delegates from different parts of the world as well as different parts of the country, ladies and gentlemen. I have great pleasure to welcome all of you this morning to Shillong, Meghalaya, for this Hectis business show. Since there are many people, both from abroad, in India, from different parts of the country, and also from the region, I would like to briefly introduce Northeast region. Northeast, officially the Northeast region, is the easternmost region of India. It comprises of 8 states. The region shares international border of 5,182 kilometers. One may be surprised that almost 99% of its geographical border boundary it shares with several neighboring countries. Myanmar, Bangladesh, China, Bhutan, and Nepal. 20 kilometers wide, Siliguri corridor, known as Chicken Neck, connects the region with the rest of mainland India. The region comprises an area almost 8% of that of India. Meghalaya, friends, is abode of clouds. It is a hilly state with unique natural scenic beauty, biodiversity hotspot, which is an ideal resort throughout the year. Shillong, capital of Meghalaya, has special importance, history, and significance. Since 1874, it was the capital of combined Assam and headquarters of NEFA, now Arunachal Pradesh, till 1972, when Meghalaya state was created. Shillong is also the headquarters of Northeast Council, an agency constituted under the Ministry of Development of Northeast Region for development of the region. Friends, under an Act of Parliament, each ministry of the Government of India has to necessarily spend 10% of its allocable budget in the Northeast India. And should there be any lapse, it gets it transferred to Ministry of Donor under for utilization for the region. Shillong is well connected with motorable roads throughout the length and breadth, and is also the headquarters of Northeast Council, an agency constituted by Ministry of Donor. Meghalaya boasts of many unusual pictures and unique sites. I hope you will get an opportunity to see few of them this trip, and I'm sure you would like to repeat visit to Shillong. To set the tone of today's discussion, I want to make few brief points about Northeast India's pivotal role in India's Act East policy. Century-old Indian Chamber of Commerce is the only apex chamber in the country which has a full-fledged own regional office with state committees in most of the northeastern states. Due to our special focus on Northeast, we have been working closely with BIMSTEC, ASEAN and BBI countries. We have led many delegations and have hosted many delegations. Our delegations abroad also include ministers and officers from the neighboring states. Northeast India connects South Asia to Southeast Asia and is positioned to serve the Government of India's strategic vision encompassed in the Act East policy. The region has abundant deposits of oil, natural gas, coal, limestone, and other minerals, a sizable proportion of land under cultivation for agro-horticulture products, bamboo and rubber, besides the thriving tea industry, which is celebrating 200 years this year. APITA has taken several steps to promote export of agriculture products from the region, and NETFI is promoting investment. Meghalaya has the scope, sir, to become hub and largest producer and exporter of climate-controlled production centers for fruits, vegetables and flowers through the new Guwahati airport and with cold storage facilities. In recent years, the central government and the northeast states have taken several steps for the promotion of industry, development of infrastructure and the tourism sector in their respective states. Speaking of infrastructure, there is a focus in each of the areas, be it road, railways, air, waterways, or digital connectivity. Tourism, infrastructure, IT, logistics, agro and food processing, pharmaceutical and medical devices, biotechnology, handicraft and handloom, construction, new and renewable energy are emerging as the sectors that would realize the future full potential of the region. We have in next 2 days eminent national and international speakers and experts, and we look forward to positive deliberations and proposals of new upcoming sectors suitable in the modern times, which can play a pivotal role towards economic importance and development of the entire industrial ecosystem of Northeast. In this context, it is important to state that Meghalaya is emerging as an ideal investment destination with many potential areas of investment and business synergies. Meghalaya, with its full of educated and skilled English-speaking youths, is rapidly transforming into a premier investment destination backed by progressive policies, robust fostering a dynamic business ecosystems that encourages entrepreneurship, facilitates seamless investments, and enhances regional and international trade partnership. ICC is committed to work with the industry and government agencies to voice the opinions of business and enrolled entrepreneurs. ICC in the past has been associated and collaborated with Meghalaya government on multiple occasions to promote industrial and commercial activities in the state. And it will be our honest endeavor to act as an active partner to contribute in the economic growth of the state. We look forward to a greater cooperation and from the stakeholders for the active business show today, an opportunity for business and government to join hands together to build a roadmap that shall help business ecosystem. Friends, world is going through changing times. So also South Asia and Southeast Asia and its connectivity between. India-Myanmar trilateral highway in due course will play an important part. Friends, if you draw a 2,000 kilometers radius circle, northeast or Meghalaya is not in a corner of India, but in the midst of three fastest growing regions of the world, South Asia, Southeast Asia and China. With these words, I once again welcome all our eminent guests and speakers and look forward to a very fruitful deliberations and interactions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We are deeply honored by the presence and look forward to insights from many of our dignitaries who are here today. There will also be many deliberations and networking that will happen throughout the day. But in the interest of time and to allow for a full program, I request all of our guests and dignitaries to kindly keep their remarks within 5 minutes so that we can also have a very successful program. Up next, I would like to request Srimati Rai, MD and CEO of Invest India, to deliver the theme address.
A very good morning, everyone. Kool-Aid. I want to start with, this is my first trip to Meghalaya, and I find the state very, very beautiful. I'm very excited and looking at driving growth. So with that, I want to share with you, Ka Meghalaya Kalong, Kaba Itinan, Baat na Kwa, Baka Kiyu Irat. I tried. Very thankful to all of the dignitaries, ministers are on the stage for inviting me. My role as the CEO, MD for Invest India, is to drive investment into the country, but more importantly, drive the return of investment. Oftentimes, a lot of you, many countries that are here, do not know ways to drive return of investments, and that's why government said, not only am I looking for investments into the country, but handhold the investor such that the investor gets return of investment. Through policy advocacy, through incentives and grants, through JVs, through even M&A. I'm really excited to be here because like everybody said, that I view Northeast as the gateway to access 50% of the world's GDP. We have 5,000 plus kilometers of international borders being shared. Let me also tell you, the working population age is much more than what India offers. India offers 50 plus, Northeast offers 60, 65 plus. We have very young population, so I was really excited when the Chief Minister sir called out sports as an initiative, not just for competition, but for character building, for health, and for many other reasons and partnership. I can also tell you, Northeast has 40% capacity of hydroelectric power. And all of you know that power is directly proportional to growth. Any GDP, you talk about textiles, you talk about tourism, you talk about pharma, you talk about electronics, you talk about semiconductors, nothing can be done without power. To add to power is additional technology. You heard about AI, about blockchain. Our government is very hot on looking at how do we drive details down to the farmer with blockchain. Our Prime Minister called out any work on AI is incomplete without India because India houses 20% of the world's population, which is 20% of the world's data generating factories. I can also tell you the goal that India has by 2030 is 80 gigawatt of hydroelectric power, which is doubling of what we have today, which is 40 gigawatt. Renewable energy is very, very critical to us. And I'm excited that Northeast is offering something which is spectacular and the maximum capacity of hydroelectric power. The other thing I'm really proud about Meghalaya is, I do not know if you know that AbC is why you don't kill the silkworms, originated from Meghalaya. You talk about environment, you talk about sustainability, you talk about not killing, our precious creatures on this earth. Meghalaya, it comes naturally because AbC traditionally has been built here and continuously being worked on. Muga and AbC is something that we are very proud that Northeast offers. The other thing I can say is $25 billion have been earmarked for infrastructure development. I heard from the Chief Minister, sir, that we are looking at establishing an international airport. And that will make it easy for you. I can see people from Germany, Thailand, Philippines, just to name how we can partner. Do you know that Thailand builds more than 60% of hard disk drives for the world? I'm very excited that Philippines is focusing on shipbuilding. Our ministers, our prime minister is very hot on how do we drive MROs as well as shipbuilding for India. Making sure we have the trade routes, making sure we have our shipbuilding capability. So I'm very excited that Philippines is here, Thailand is here, Germany. I think with Germany, I really want to partner on renewable, and Meghalaya and Northeast is an amazing destination. Everybody is looking at how can we drive power, because if you're looking at digitalization, two things that you must look at is data centers and power. I'm also excited that via Tripura, a lot of high-speed internet, 5 terabytes per second capability comes from France, through Bangladesh, into Tripura and the rest of the Northeast. I'm looking at, can we drive more high-speed internet connectivity, more capable data centers out of our Northeast, such that, the Bangladesh, the Burmas, the Nepals, and many other countries can be serviced through Northeast. So data centers, pharma, power, textiles, sports, Meghalaya is welcoming all of you, and I can tell you that as in West India, we just inaugurated an office in Assam, in the state of Assam, and we want to service our investors by having a presence in Northeast. Lastly, I can tell you, I'm here in this role just for a little over a year, and the fact that I was chosen must tell you that I come from a 30-year background in semiconductors, 15 out of US, 15 out of Bangalore. I've done design to manufacturing, to building the transistors, to packaging, to board, to servicing very many different. It tells you our government is looking at driving technology as the shoulder
that it wants to climb on and catapult, because we are working on doubling our GDP. I can tell you the target that we are working on for Northeast is quadrupling. Northeast is 7 to 8% of India's area and 3% of its GDP. So while the rest of India has a plan for doubling, we have to work twice as hard to quadruple. And that's why I'm looking at partnership with all of you. I can see Bhutan, I can see so many different countries here represented. I'm really looking at partnering with you and making sure that your investment comes with the return that you're going to work hard on. Thank you very much. Goodbye again.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I would like to request Dr. Vijay Kumar D, IAS Commissioner and Secretary Planning, IPNSD and CEO of NEPA, Government of Meghalaya, to kindly present the multimedia presentation of Meghalaya, an investment destination of India.
Our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, our respected Chief Secretary, Excellencies who have come from 14 different countries, senior officers, partners, friends from Invest India, CII, our entrepreneurs, our stakeholders from various critical development sectors in Meghalaya who are here, friends from the banking industry, friends from the press, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very good morning to you all. I stand here to make a short presentation, and we all, I think it's wonderful that so many people have congregated here, and since morning, the few people one has interacted with, everybody is saying there's a lot of things happening in Meghalaya. So I'd like to give some, some substance to what is evident, which is there are a lot of interesting things happening in Meghalaya. So I'll make a short presentation where we show some very specific things of what is happening in Meghalaya, what are the possibilities, and how we intend to move forward. Can we have a presentation? I think first it's a short video and then we start the presentation. Thank you.
This is Business Show 2025, showcasing Meghalaya's vast potential to boost investment. Why Meghalaya? Because here is where nature meets innovation. With keen focus on tourism sector, technology and IT sector, agriculture sector, manufacturing sector, Meghalaya welcomes delegates and diplomats to this auspicious 3-day event, taking a step forward to fostering strong economic relations and boosting business collaborations.
Could we have the presentation, please? So this is a quick introduction about Meghalaya. We all know that it's a small state. We have a population of about 3.8 million. We have good literacy rate. I think what CEO of Invest India mentioned. So we have a big working age population, a huge advantage. We are part of the BBAM corridor. I think that's of a lot of interest for a number of us here. and number of advantages. And the most important advantage that Meghalaya has is, if you see, in addition to the location advantage that can you move to the next slide, please? Yeah. So in addition to the locational advantage, if you just look at Meghalaya's growth story of the last 6 years, so this is a very striking slide. What it shows is that Meghalaya, despite being a state which did not have great growth rates, which had a lot of challenges in the past, has post-COVID shown a very, very impressive growth rate of about 13.5%. So if you look at the decadal growth rate, Meghalaya is kind of a little lower than India. But if you look at the decadal growth rate without COVID, those are the numbers. But very importantly, if you look at the growth rate post-COVID, so Meghalaya is doing 13.5%. So I think this is the very impressive fact that we want everyone to kind of start with, and this is the most important number I want to share. So based on this, the next slide. So we have a Meghalaya model of development. We have a Mission 10, what we call. This is our Honorable Chief Minister's vision that in the next 10 years, that is, we started this in 2022. So 2022, Meghalaya, it was 50 years of Meghalaya, 50 years of the formation of the state. So the vision is, by the time we hit 60, by the time the state hits 60, so how do we kind of become a state where there are these great opportunities, where there are commitments of the state government to make it. So there is a list of 10 opportunity sectors that we have identified. Some of these have already been spoken about, some of them are very evident, whether it is agriculture, whether it is private sector investment, whether it is entrepreneurship and skilling, whether it is green economy, building investment in the green economy. So we've identified these sectors which are growth drivers for us, and we have also identified the sectors where commitments are being made to the citizens, because growth has to come with equity, growth has to come with everybody benefiting from this growth story. So therefore there are the commitments towards improving connectivity, improving drinking water supply, power supply, basic facilities, internet connectivity, grievance redressal, service delivery, affordable housing, and healthcare to everyone. So this is the whole framework that Meghalaya has, and we are marching towards that framework with this 13.5% growth rate. So even if we take 13.5 to be on a slightly higher side, so with even a 12% growth rate, so we believe that in the next 10 years, this decade, what we say is, so we live in the Meghalayan age. So the Meghalayan age is the geological time frame in which we are all living. So this comes from the evidence that was found in a cave in Sora region in Meghalaya, Mamlu village cave. So therefore, this age we live in is referred to as the Meghalayan age. And we believe that this decade can be the Meghalayan decade. So that is the vision that we have. So all the interesting things, to go back to my first comment, that we are seeing in Meghalaya, they are real and they are based on a detailed plan and a vision statement and a mission that the state government has under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister. Next. So I'll quickly go through some of the growth enablers and give some concrete numbers and data. So regional connectivity, again, we have friends from all the ASEAN, many ASEAN countries. So here, if you look at the BBIM corridor, Meghalaya has about 477 kilometers in the BBIM corridor. We all know the efficiency gains that are bound to come once the BBIM corridor becomes a reality. There are many studies which show that income of people in these countries which fall in the BBIM corridor could increase by almost 10 to 15%. So as we reduce the barriers to movement of goods and all in this corridor, so Meghalaya is poised to take advantage of that. Next. Again, regional corridors, it's a very interesting corridor. This is called the Hilli Mahendraganj corridor. So if you look at this map, a mention has already been made that to access the northeast, we'll have to pass through the Chicken's Neck, and that is a huge constraint. So what our Honorable Chief Minister has identified, and this is an agenda I think we have been pursuing for almost more than a decade now, is to kind of create a new corridor which connects Western Meghalaya, Mahendraganj, to Hilli in Bengal, so that this entire loop can be, the distance can be cut by almost 20, by a huge amount. And with this 100-kilometer corridor, we can just bypass the 800-kilometer route. So that is bound to bring a lot of, and of course, this is again not a lot of work has gone into promoting this, into putting this in the agenda at the very highest level. So this corridor has already been, is already part of the joint communique of the two countries of India and Bangladesh at the Prime Minister's level meeting. So this is something that is likely to happen, so which will have huge benefits for Meghalaya. Next. Again, this is the border corridor. This is again a very interesting corridor we have. So this is a 600-kilometer route, and if you look from the left to the right, so already the Dhubri-Fulbari bridge is under construction. The National Highway 127B, which comes from Fulbari to Tura, has already been tendered. The work is going to begin there as well. So from there, all the way from Fulbari, with some missing stretches, which again we are taking up with the Government of India and through various other sources, we want to create this border corridor, which then improves the connectivity in the region, brings a lot of efficiency gains, promotes trade, promotes growth. Next. So in terms of enablers, Meghalaya today has the institutional ecosystem. So there's an institutional mechanism that has been created. We have a huge policy environment. We have an online system for investors. So all the institutional enablers that are needed, whether it's a unified investment portal, fast tracking of the application approvals, incentives framework, all these have been put in place. So this is another thing that should enable investors to easily invest and get the returns and for the local economy to create jobs. Next. So this is again the 3-4 big opportunities that are there is the new urban centers. What we see Shillong, again a mention has been made that Shillong was the capital of the northeastern region. So today Shillong is, we know that there are challenges in the existing, in the city, some of you must have faced traffic challenges, but the city nevertheless it has a huge history, it has a lot of opportunities. So the strategy that we are following is to deepen the city to kind of enable growth. The government is building 2 new hubs. We call them the New Shillong City. One is the administrative city and the other is the knowledge city. And these 2 hubs connected with the Umiam tourism hub will create a huge growth hub, which is Shillong and Umiam. So which has tourism, trade, tech, all the opportunities, and that becomes a driver for growth. So these investments are happening, this growth is happening. Next. So the investments being made by the government in the New Shillong City include, if you see the images, there's a huge mall that we are making for the Unity Mall. It's a space for business. The new Secretariat building, the construction has begun. So in 2 to 3 years, the Secretariat will be shifted to New Shillong. New Shillong will become the Shillong. And if you see the tech park, the phase 1 tech park is there, the phase 2 tech park is under construction. The Shillong International Center for Performing Arts is there, it's already constructed. IM Shillong is already there. The Legislative Assembly is close to completion. NIFT Shillong is already there. Unity Mall I already mentioned. The Skills and Innovation Park is coming up. For sports, the tennis and swimming center and other sports infrastructure are also coming up there. So a lot of investments are coming up, and there is also a list of finalized projects and hospitality projects are also coming up. Next. These are again images of an iconic monolith tower that we are building there to kind of signify the New Shillong city. And this is the image of the new stadium that is coming up in New Shillong. This is a 40,000 capacity football stadium, which the construction will begin soon. So this will make Shillong, this is the largest football stadium in the country. And this will make Shillong the football capital of India, in addition to the other things that are happening. Then Umiam. So Umiam, I'm sure all of you while driving in must have crossed Umiam and seen the picturesque beauty of Umiam. So here again a redevelopment project has already been initiated. So we are going to develop Umiam as a big tourist node. Next. In addition to the existing tourist node that we are developing, there is a land bank of about 300 acres. So thanks to the Power Corporation has a lot of land. So that land is being given for tourism purposes. So there we intend to develop a lot of tourism related opportunities, whether it is hospitality businesses, whether it is convention, whether it is MICE, all kinds of opportunities are possible, and this is where I think there is a huge opportunity for investors. Now moving on in tourism, somebody already mentioned that there are a huge amount of opportunities and natural landscapes. These are some of the images of whether it is root bridges, whether it is caves, whether it is pristine waters, the cleanest river, whether it is culture, stunning sunrises, we have it all. And there is an opportunity to develop investment. Next. So these are some of this is a map of Meghalaya. Today, if you see the tourism circuits of Meghalaya, it's mostly Shillong, Sora, which is Cherrapunji, and Dauki. So government is making investments to develop a number of other destinations so that our capacity to kind of host more tourists can increase. Today, the tourism footfall in Meghalaya is about 16 lakh people annually. So we want to increase it to 25 lakhs. So for that, we need more destinations. Otherwise, sustainability becomes an issue. Carrying capacity constraints are there. Next. So again, these are some design images of we are building a ropeway in Shillong. Again, that project construction has begun. A skywalk is coming up at Morpadok en route to Cherrapunji. Again, the construction is about to begin soon. So I already mentioned about Umia. Next. These are again some of the new infrastructure projects. Mausagram, for example. We all know Cherrapunji. Cherrapunji is a global tourism destination. But Mausagram, which is right across the hill, is today the rainiest place on planet Earth. We really want to make Mausagram as a second destination. So a lot of investment is going on in Mausagram, in places like Nongma, and a lot of newer destinations. Next. So what we see is that the government investing so much in tourism. So there's a huge opportunity for private sector because the projects that I've shown are government investment projects, but we are also bringing private investment in hotels in Shillong, in Umia, in Sora, and there are more opportunities. Next is the IT sector. I already mentioned about the tech park. This is the image of the first phase of Shillong tech park, which is there. The bottom two images are images of the new tech parks that are coming up. Again, there is more land that the government has in New Shillong, where private sector tech parks and other tech-related opportunities, in fact, a lot of interest is there in education and skilling are seen as big today. Nurses from Meghalaya are going to Japan and other countries. Germany, the Excellency is here. So those opportunities are there, and we are building New Shillong as a major skilling hub. So the opportunities for investment are there. Next. These are some of the images from the tech park at Shillong. Next. Bamboo, a very, very interesting sector. I think today Meghalaya is one of the, while there is a lot of bamboo in the northeast is blessed with bamboo. So we have put out a study, I think the most comprehensive study of bamboo resources that are there in this country has been put out by Meghalaya. So we know village-wise how many tons of bamboo do we have, what is the green weight of that bamboo, what is the dry weight of that bamboo. So it becomes easier for investors to decide. So what they can do with this bamboo. So because we are very happy that some major investment is being planned around the bamboo sector, and more are possible in fields like biochar. We all know that the carbon credit value of biochar is much higher than even afforestation and others. So opportunities are there, and the state has already done a lot of preparatory work. Again, land is available in these areas for setting up of industries and various investments. Next. Food processing is a huge opportunity, as again mentioned. Today, the state, basically the main message that I want to give out is that the state is already doing a number of things. Now the situation is right, or the context is right for the private sector to come in and to make investments. Because the critical investments which have to be made by the state to kickstart the process, the trunk infrastructure, all those things are done. For example, today we are already in a place where we are able to send our oranges, our ginger, our pineapples to markets in Dubai. So this is happening. This is happening almost on a monthly basis. Just last week, a few consignments of our ginger. For the first time, we were able to send ginger to Dubai. So which means that those fundamental constraints we have of aggregation of agri-produce, having smaller cold storages, from these cold storages having a logistics network of taking these in reefer vans to airport, to Guwahati airport, and then shipping it, creating a network of farmers. All that work has been done. So now the opportunity is to build on that work, and that's where the private sector comes in. Next. So these are some of the food processing units we have in rural areas in the state. So these are some of the, I think, state of the art, definitely in the northeastern region, maybe in the country. So these are some of the food processing units we have in very remote areas which are doing. The yellow one is a jackfruit processing unit. So the other one is a cashew and ginger processing unit. So a whole host of investment has been done by the government, and I want to repeat that it's now the situation is right for the private sector to come in and take it to the next step. Next. This is football. I think it's very topical today. We have the first, international AbC qualifier between India and Bangladesh is being played today evening. Today we are hosting the match. I think it's a very, very proud moment for Meghalaya. It's I think again the work of the last 6 years of our under-16. I think this is the day we took over as achievements. I think the three sectors which, among other things, he has been pushing very hard are sports, tourism, music, and entrepreneurship. So today, I think in each of these three big things are happening. We also have a huge entrepreneurship program in the afternoon. But sports, there's a match in the evening, as I already mentioned, about the huge football stadium next. We have already brought ISL to Shillong this year. ISL and Durand Cup have come to Shillong 24, and ISL matches are also happening here. So the whole ecosystem is being built. Next. This is music. Again, 24 has been a great year for, I'm sure many of you, I hope some of you have come to these concerts. With all the concerts that happened just last year in Shillong. So Shillong was early this year. So now Meghalaya is today emerging as, Shillong was always known as the rock capital of India. Today, definitely, Shillong, Meghalaya are the rock and music capital of this country. And we all know we had Ed Sheeran perform in about 6 locations, but both Ed Sheeran and many fans who have come were very clear that this was the best concert, because I think the whole the musical culture that is there in Shillong, the way in which 30,000 people could sing along with the artist, I think the whole vibe was very different. So Meghalaya has that potential. Next. Again, textiles is a huge opportunity. Ma'am already spoke about the airy silk, the non-violent silk that we have. Again, a lot of work is happening here. More opportunities are there. Next. So these are, I gave a glimpse of all the sectors where we think there are a few more. There is still power, there is healthcare, there is education. We're very happy. We're talking to Azim Premji University. They are very keen to set up their campus in Shillong. So a number of interesting things are happening. So, but I've given a glimpse of the key sectors. Next. So again, I'd like to just summarize that we have a vision of making Meghalaya into a $10 billion economy by 2028 and more as we go along by 2032. Private sector investment, private opportunities are huge. So for Meghalaya to hit the $10 billion goal, we need at least $1 billion of investment. We are already started the process. We see this as a huge step. I once again thank CII to be organizing this. Next. This is some of, I don't want to go into the details, but I just want to say that today Meghalaya State has the industrial and investment promotion policy with a range of incentives, and these incentives we have been able to create incentives that are complementary to the national incentives which are provided under Unnati. Next. These are all the priority sectors for investment. Next. There's a huge policy environment which supports all the sectors. Next. As I said, there's a unified investment portal for any investor. So just has to go to this portal and all the information is there. Simple application, and then the process starts. Next. This is the Government of India's Unnati scheme. So as I said, our investment framework and our operations framework is complementary to the Government of India's framework, so that the investor can leverage the investments both from the state, can leverage the incentives both from the state government and from the Government of India. So we put a small example here. So if you make an investment of $1 million in a sector, so if you combine all the incentives that are eligible, that an investor is eligible for, so an investor over a period of time can draw almost 3 million in incentives, but this is over a period of time. So that's the kind of investment ecosystem that is there. So there is both a strong political will and political stability to kind of promote these investments. There is work done by the state government over the last 6 years, which lays the foundation for private sector investments. There is a policy environment, and I think the results are, the initial results are already there for everyone to see. And I'm sure we can all together achieve much more as we move along. Thank you so much, and I look forward to the deliberations for the next speakers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vijay. We would now like to request for the special address, Dr. Ramesh Karamal, Chairman, ASEAN India Economic Council, Malaysia.
The Honorable Chief Minister, the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister and Minister of Commerce, distinguished ambassadors who are present here today, Excellencies, distinguished personalities, I think today is a great day for all of us being in Meghalaya. It's a wonderful place. Since I landed, I feel that there's something coming forward. 7 years ago, I met the Chief Minister with my dear friend Habib Chaudhry, and we had a lot of discussions on how ASEAN can link with Meghalaya. And I feel that things are happening, but they're not happening at the pace we see they should happen. As you all know, that ASEAN-India has got a long-term relationship for centuries. There's no doubt about it, that ASEAN-India relationship is for last century. Remembering the spice trade from those days where India used to do with ASEAN countries, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore in those days. And then, after the British left Asia, we got together under a Commonwealth platform, and ASEAN has always got very good links with India. We were working together. We have never left our relationship, but what is that we still feel that we are there, we are working, and yet we are not there. There's something which gives us a thought. We always must believe that ASEAN-India relationship is here to grow. We both, ASEAN and India, have got an advantage to work together and to bring up our economy and our relationship to a different level. I, from the ASEAN-India Economic Council, strongly believe we can see the growth in the right direction, but only it has been moving at a slow pace, which I feel from now, for the next 1 decade, we will see the improvement coming to a different level. The last 10 years ago, ASEAN-India trade was 32 billion. Last year, in 2023, the figures were 132 billion. And this year, in 2025, we expect the trade figures to cross above 150 billion. And I'm very sure we'll be able to achieve it. And in the next 10 years, if we all put our heads together, our hands together, and our hearts together, we might cross the 500 billion target. This year is a very important year for Malaysia, where I come from. Malaysia is the chair of ASEAN. And we have our Honorable Ambassador here, ex-High Commissioner, and also we have the Ambassador from Philippines who is here, who will be taking the chair next year. ASEAN chair goes to Philippines next year, and we are here this year in Malaysia. So why is this message being passed on? Let's start working early. We have still got 9 months more for Malaysia as the chair. Let's push whatever we need to at the ASEAN platform to see if things can be done. And then we move on to Philippines. And Philippines also will be working at the ASEAN chair to see how India can help the ASEAN side, and ASEAN can work together with India for its benefit. We always remember that we see a weighing scale. We have two sides of the weighing scale. We have China on one side, we have India on the other side, and ASEAN stands as a stand, trying to balance both and move forward. How do we try our best to balance with both sides and yet work together happily to improve ourselves? Because today we are moving into an area where geopolitics is more than trade. Everyone is looking at their advantage, but we should see that our regional area and our businesses regionally also stand together and benefit from this growth. We should not be disturbed of what is happening outside. We should have confidence to know that we in Asia are growing fast and growing well. First, second, third platforms of the growth engine are in Asia. We have China, India, and ASEAN moving forward. So what is that message to all of us? We are growing fast. And definitely, wherever we are moving at a fast pace, we see little bits of uneasy leaders coming from other corners. We must be focused within ourselves to see the relationship of ASEAN and India moves on to greater heights. India has always been a border area of ASEAN, and we always say that India is our partners in everything what we do. If we have China looking at the South China Sea, India is looking at the Strait of Malacca. So, if you look at it, we are just in between on both sides. The trade concept from India on the South China Sea, which is the busiest strait in the world for trade, and the South China Sea also moves as one of the busy straits. So how do we play this role here? India has moved into a different level today. We can see India moving. The medium income capital group in India has improved. The young population is increasing, and India is a middle income group's market where every country in the world looks for. So everyone's eyes is on India. Let's not forget that. And we from ASEAN have always said that ASEAN investments in India must come in. It must be a reciprocal game where India too must look at ASEAN for its investment to see. Because a country like Malaysia has got 60 bilateral agreements, and these agreements are beneficial to all investors who come to ASEAN to re-export their products which are manufactured. And in the same way, they can tie up with these companies which are in Malaysia to work with them for production in India. I think we have got a very good strategy which we can work on, but we have always talked of look east policy, we have always talked of act east policy. Now can we have a policy of look at ASEAN India Act, where we can see that ASEAN and India can sit down and really work together with 10 ASEAN countries together with India to see what direction we need. Northeast is very important to ASEAN because we are the border and we are the neighbors of India from this angle. I am very sure that Northeast will definitely benefit from ASEAN if we can work out to set up a free trade zone at the border area between ASEAN and India. Today, Singapore is already setting up a free trade zone in Malaysia where investors from all around the world are coming in. So these are ideas which we can look into, and these are possibilities we can achieve in time to come. Having said that, how do we start off? We leave it to the authorities to work on this. We leave it to the business group to work together to see how we can convince our trading partners in all areas to take this forward. This is very important. The government implements policy, and policies only are implemented by the government, but the business is taken by the businessmen who move forward. I always say that businesses should work together to enhance the growth between us. We play a very important role in the growth engine. And for Meghalaya, I see that there is a great opportunity, a wonderful opportunity, a wonderful place as an education hub. This morning, the TM was discussing about a sports complex, a stadium. These are the things for the young generation, for the future to come forward. And this is going to attract tourists. The other point here is we need connectivity from all ASEAN countries to every part of India. I think India is moving forward in this area. India's airlines have taken a jump, and I see that they have moved in ASEAN aggressively but still we lack certain areas of connection. So if we can work towards this, I'm very sure that the connectivity will improve. And what is important here is for people to move and tourism. Once you see a country, once you understand a country, once you like something, you are going to say, let's go to this country, let's invest in this country, let's talk to people in this country, let's do business in this country. So the connection and connectivity is very important at every point. We have got 28 flights from Kuala Lumpur and other parts of Malaysia landing in India. 28 is a huge number, but for Philippines we don't have one. So I think we can start looking at every ASEAN country try to find connectivity to India. So it becomes easier for people to travel, to move, to visit, and also to do business here. These are the things which we should look forward. And I'm very sure we are there and we can achieve all this. This is not in Einstein's what you call a vision. It is our vision. We can do it because there's so much of opportunity. We understand what is happening. India has already moved into various industries. They're talking of IT, they're talking of pharmaceuticals. Now the defense industry has to play an important role, which I think everyone in the world is talking about. And India has taken a leap in this and is moving forward. And I think ASEAN can look at India as a partner for many of these things to come. So ASEAN is willing to work with India, and I'm sure India is also willing to work with ASEAN. Our minister, one of our ministers, the deputy minister, was here, and we are talking of putting up some semiconductor areas where we can link with to improve with India on the Malaysian side. So my dear friends who are present here today, please believe that ASEAN-India relationship is here to stay and we are here to move forward in this century. Our relationship and understanding. Because I am very sure that we have come after so long, after so many centuries, and within the next decade you will see a great change happen. Once again, I would like to thank the state government of Meghalaya, Invest Meghalaya, and ICC for inviting me today to say a few words. And I thank everyone who is present here today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm sure we'll be having a lot more opportunities after this, especially when we have a networking lunch. And I request all the other dignitaries who will be coming up to speak to be please be mindful of the time constraint, and we appreciate your cooperation in keeping your remarks concise. Thank you very much. Up next, I'd like to request Eri Harjuno, Consular Economic Affairs, Embassy of Indonesia in New Delhi, for the special address.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, distinguished colleagues, excellencies, good morning. It is a privilege and an honor to stand before you today at the 7th AbC Business Show. I would like to extend my warmest gratitude to the organizer for bringing together such a distinguished gathering of government officials, entrepreneurs, and industry leaders who are shaping the future of economic collaboration between India and Asia. My name is Eri Harjuno. I am a counselor of economics from the Embassy of Indonesia in New Delhi. I'm here on behalf of my ambassador. She sends her regards to you all, especially to the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Sri Konrad K. Sangmaji. India and Indonesia relationship is not just a modern diplomatic alliance. It is a centuries-old bond forged through trade, culture, and shared values. From the early maritime trade routes that connected the ancient kingdoms of Indonesia and India, that span across political, economics, and other sectors.
and also the spread of Hindu-Buddhist influences in Indonesia, our nation have always been interconnected. Indonesia and India are not just neighbors. We are key players in the Pacific region. Our collaboration in forums like ASEAN, G20, and now BRICS highlights our shared commitment to peace, security, and multilateralism. In 2018, our leaders elevated our ties to comprehensive strategic partnership, opening doors for defense, security, and maritime cooperation. Last January, on the 23rd of January 2025, Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto visited India, and he was the chief guest of the Republic Day, and also there are 342 army personnel that participated in the parade. It symbolizes the deep rooted of our bilateral relationship. The key highlights of the bilateral meetings, the President Subianto engaged in talks with the Prime Minister Modi, covering areas such as defense, maritime security, trade, health, and digital cooperation. Both leaders also expressed satisfaction with the robust bilateral ties and also emphasized on the importance of regular engagement. They also witnessed the signing of MOUs in several areas of cooperation such as health cooperation, traditional medicine, and also digital development. Officials of both countries also discussed how to further enhance economic partnership with focus on sectors like healthcare, energy, manufacturing, food, and digitization. Trade is a crucial pillar of our partnership, and Indonesia is India's second largest trading partner in ASEAN, with bilateral trade reaching $38 billion in 2023. This figure is still far from the aspiration of our leaders of total two-way trade of $50 billion in 2025. It is in our best interest that every effort to boost trade and investment should not be spared. The key trade between our countries are coal, and Indonesia is the biggest supplier of coal to India, and also palm oil. Indonesia is also the biggest supplier. Pulp paper, rubber, copper and minerals, and many other things. Ladies and gentlemen, the India-Indonesia partnership is one of the most strategic and dynamic relationships in Asia. As two thriving economies with shared democratic values and vision for regional peace and prosperity, we have the potential to lead the Indo-Pacific into a new era of cooperation. Let us work together to unlock new opportunities, drive innovation, and ensure a prosperous future for both of our nations. Before I finish, I would like to use these opportunities also to invite business people from northeast region of India, especially in Meghalaya, to come to Trade Expo Indonesia, which is the biggest Trade Expo Indonesia, which will be held on 15 to 19 of October 2025 in Jakarta. We can explore more trades, bilateral economics, investment, and many other things. Thank you very much. A good day to you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, and thank you also for keeping to the time. We extend our sincere gratitude to the Indian Chamber of Commerce, CII, for their instrumental role in collaborating with the government of Meghalaya to bring this event to fruition. Next, I'd like to invite His Excellency Shri Ahmed Al-Junaidi, Director UAE India SIPA Council, UICC, for the special address.
Excellencies, esteemed dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, the UAE and India enjoy a long-standing relationship underpinned by deep economic, cultural, and strategic ties. This partnership was further strengthened through the signing of the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, CEPA, on 18 February 2022. The CEPA has become a pivotal framework driving robust bilateral trade and investment between our two nations. Since its inception, the CEPA has evolved into a dynamic instrument of economic collaboration, fostering new opportunities and business growth in both countries. Total bilateral trade has witnessed remarkable growth, nearly doubling from $43.3 billion in 2020 and 2021 to $83.7 billion in 2023-2024. Over the first 10 months of the calendar year of 2024 and 2025 alone, trade has already reached $80.5 billion. Importantly, though, the UAE-India CEPA Council, India's Northeast, and particularly Meghalaya, can leverage this partnership to secure enhanced access to UAE markets and attract targeted investment. The UAE is deeply committed to expanding trade ties with Meghalaya. In November 2023, a memorandum of understanding was signed between the Meghalaya State Agriculture Marketing Board and Lulu Group International, facilitating the export of 33.5 million tons of organically grown crops to the UAE last year. Additionally, Meghalaya successfully exported 20 metric tons of Kasi mandarin to Dubai. These initiatives led to significant improvements in price realization for Meghalaya's producers and strengthened the state's strategic market position. Key exports from Meghalaya include agricultural products such as rice, fruits, vegetables, handloom, textiles, handicrafts, and coal, are all covered under the CEPA framework. Looking ahead, there are diverse sectors in Meghalaya that present considerable potential for UAE investment. UAE has announced plans to invest approximately $2 billion in India's food processing sector over the next 2.5 years, with a focus on leveraging local agricultural product produce to meet UAE demand. Meghalaya, as a key supplier of essential agricultural products, is well placed to play a central role in this initiative, contributing significantly to the India-UAE food corridor. Investments in food parks, warehousing, and logistics infrastructure will further enhance the supply chain's efficiency and resilience. Beyond agriculture, Meghalaya offers substantial opportunities across industries such as manufacturing, logistics, trading, technology, and retail. The state's retail sector, in particular, provides attractive prospects for UAE investors, aiming to tap into its growing consumer market and economic base. Tourism is another sector where UAE investment can make a transformative impact. Known as the abode of clouds, Meghalaya's stunning landscape, waterfalls, caves, and vibrant indigenous culture position it as a premier global tourism destination. UAE investors can explore opportunities in luxury hospitality, especially in scenic locales like Shillong, Cherrapunji, and Doki, which are ideal for premium eco-resorts, boutique hotels, and luxury stays. Meghalaya's terrain is also perfect for adventure tourism, offering activities such as trekking, cave exploration, river rafting, and hot air balloon. Iconic sites like Omian Lake and Doki River present potential for luxury cruises. The CEPA Council can play a role in facilitating UAE investments to strengthen Meghalaya's tourism infrastructure. However, for the UAE to fully support Meghalaya's economic growth, it is crucial that UAE aviation carriers have the ability to operate services to the state. Presently, bilateral restrictions limit UAE carriers to 15 Indian cities. With no capacity increases since 2014, major tourist destinations such as Shillong remain inaccessible to airlines, unfortunately, despite clear interest. Enabling greater aviation connectivity is essential to fostering deeper trade, tourism, and investment linkages between the UAE and Meghalaya under the CEPA. The UAE is eager to expand cooperation with Meghalaya through a comprehensive and mutually beneficial partnership, and we stand ready to support the state's development ambitions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to invite Sri Don Phillips Walam, IAS, Chief Secretary of Meghalaya, for the keynote address.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to Shillong. Our honorable chief guest, Shri Conrad K. Sarma, Chief Minister, Government of Meghalaya, the Deputy Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Singapore Kahar, Excellencies who are present here this afternoon, both on the dais as well as off the dais, other dignitaries who are present here on the dais and off the dais, ICC members led by the Chairman of North Eastern Region, esteemed guests, officials, stakeholders from different sectors who are present here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am deeply honored to speak before you today at the 7th ACT East Business Show, a landmark event that underscores Meghalaya's robust commitment to reform, innovation, and a seamless business environment. Over the past few years, Meghalaya has undertaken a series of strategic initiatives aimed at building a transparent, accountable, and progressive regulatory environment for enhancing the ease of doing business. The enactment of the Meghalaya State Investment, Promotion and Facilitation Act 2024 has been a key driver of our initiatives. This led to the establishment of the Meghalaya Investment Promotion Authority, MIPA, a state-level nodal agency dedicated to enhancing our investment promotion ecosystem and development of a new unified investment portal, a single fast-track platform for investors, paving the way for business to set up or expand in the state with reduced cost and time. UIP has significantly reduced procedural delays by consolidating multiple approvals under one roof, thereby allowing both domestic and international investors to navigate the regulatory maze with unprecedented ease. Our ongoing regulatory reforms are driven by the need to align our processes with global best practices. We have simplified licensing and permissions procedures, eliminated redundant steps, and ensure that our policies remain dynamic in response to evolving market demands. By embracing digital governance, we now offer real-time tracking of applications and approvals, ensuring transparency at every stage. These measures not only reduce the scope for delays, but also enhance accountability and public trust. The Unified Investment Portal, UIP, offers about 90 plus services and in line with the Meghalaya Right to Public Services Act, an act which ensures that all service delivery has to be made within a time-bound period to expedite setting up of businesses in Meghalaya. The convergence of streamlined regulatory processes and robust digital governance is paving the way for enhanced economic dynamism, increased foreign investments, and a thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem. We are setting the stage for a state where innovation, transparency, and accountability drive sustainable growth. Our strategic initiative, the Meghalaya Industrial and Investment Promotion Policy 2024, aims to transform the state's economic landscape. This policy is aligned with the new Government of India scheme, Uttar Purva Transformative Industrialization Scheme 2024, and it adds attractive incentives across 16 priority sectors promoting sustainable and green growth. Additionally, we have integrated all government departments into a single platform through the Meghalaya Enterprise Architecture for faster file processing and better service delivery. The DC Connect platform, the CM Connect platform, and the e-proposal system have significantly reduced processing times from 45 days in paper-based files
to just 4 to 5 days. Our achievements in regulatory reform and ease of doing business are the fruits of collaborative efforts between government agencies and the private sector. As we continue to refine and retune our policies, we remain committed to engaging with all stakeholders to ensure that our reforms are responsive, inclusive, and forward-thinking. Additionally, we help our entrepreneurs to prime, which is the promotion and incubation of market-driven enterprises. Many of the stalls are visible outside this hall, and this has been launched in 2019. This has been a key driver in promoting entrepreneurship in Meghalaya. Through initiatives of our Honorable Chief Minister, like the Chief Minister's E-Champion Challenge and the Prime Incubation Program, we have identified and nurtured 202 promising entrepreneurs across the spectrum. Our efforts in business facilitation, ecosystem development, and funding have benefited numerous entrepreneurs and students. Moreover, the Skill Meghalaya initiative since 2022 has empowered our youth through targeted skill development programs. We have empaneled more than 95 local training providers, trained tens and thousands of individuals, and facilitated job placements not only domestically but also abroad. Self-employment outcomes have also been the result of these programs. The active participation of global diplomats, industry leaders, and business delegations at this event reinforces our resolve to position Meghalaya as a key economic hub in this region. In conclusion, the path we have charted through enhanced regulatory frameworks and streamlined business procedures is both a testament to our commitment and a promise for a prosperous future. We have laid the groundwork for a business environment that is efficient, transparent, and conducive to growth, and is now up to all of us to carry forward the vision with determination and collaborative spirit. Thank you, and I look forward to engaging with each of you as we forge ahead towards a future defined by progress and shared success. Thank you, Kublai, Mitela, and Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to request His Excellency Shri Kevin Goh, Deputy Consul General, Consulate of Australia in Kolkata, for his special address.
Thank you, and good morning to everyone. I'm really delighted to be here at the AbC Business Summit, and thank you to all for the very warm welcome. It's actually a bit cooler than it has been in Calcutta, but the welcome has been very warm. I'd also like to thank, of course, the Indian Chamber of Commerce, donor Invest India, and the government of Meghalaya for inviting us to this summit today. It's my first time here in Meghalaya, so I'm extremely happy to see the beautiful state. It's also an honor to be on the stage with such distinguished guests, the Honourable Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister, and also I'm very happy to share the stage with so many ASEAN colleagues who are important partners for Australia, as we are an ASEAN dialogue partner, the first. So thank you again for being here with us. I've been in India about 2 years now. It's been a privilege to witness firsthand the growing and dynamic relationship between Australia and India. At the Consulate General in Calcutta, we strive to strengthen and manage the economic relationship between Australia and East and Northeast India. As a result of the collective efforts of both our governments, businesses, officials, and importantly communities, our bilateral ties have now reached historic heights,
and have evolved into a comprehensive strategic partnership, a CSP. We have a shared commitment to democratic values and economic prosperity which complement each other. We work together as countries bilaterally and also with other regional partners in pursuit of an open, stable and prosperous Indo-Pacific region. And we also work with other regional partners, including the Indian Ocean Rim Association, IORA, and of course ASEAN, in furtherance of this objective. Our people-to-people connections between the two countries are stronger than ever, and they continue to grow. About 1 million, 10 lakh people in Australia now can claim Indian origin or heritage. And as in Meghalaya, with its strong and rich tribal tradition, in Australia we value and learn from our indigenous communities. So we have a lot in common with Meghalaya and with the Northeast. As we deepen our engagement across the multiple sectors, we are actively looking for opportunities to drive economic growth while also advancing our shared global responsibilities. Under our Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, or ECTA, with India, which came into effect just about 2 years ago, India's imports to Australia have grown by 14% in 23-24, the year 2023-24, and our bilateral trade now stands at US $24 billion. So since this signing, bilateral merchandise trade has more than doubled, so it's a great result. We are now currently negotiating the last innings of our Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement, CECA, with India, which will build on the success of the existing ECTA to further drive the growth. Now, Northeast India is, of course, known for its rich cultural heritage, natural resources, and vibrant industries, and Australia also is well known for these assets. This means there is a lot of potential to work together to increase trade and investment to produce major wins for both of us. Last month, the Australian government unveiled a new roadmap for Australia's economic engagement with India. Our Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, launched that new roadmap with the presence of India's High Commissioner in Australia. The roadmap outlines how our government intends to seize the opportunity of this relationship with India and what it presents. The roadmap aims to focus and accelerate our efforts on the sectors of most significant potential and set the course for the next phase of our relationship with India. It identifies 4 focus sectors: clean energy, education and skills, agribusiness and technology and tourism. These are, of course, important in the Northeast too. So there's a wealth of compelling opportunities across these sectors to be tapped. Our economies are complementary in so many ways. For example, with world-class resources, technological expertise, and a proven record as a reliable energy partner, Australia stands at the forefront of the global renewable energy revolution. We are committed to delivering high-quality climate finance that responds to the needs of our partners. Our climate finance supports countries in our region to strengthen their resilience to climate change impacts and achieve renewable energy transition goals. We've strengthened our climate finance commitment, and we have investments worth $125 million in Pacific renewable energy to strengthen energy security and accelerate the transition. For example, India aims to install rooftop solar on 10 million homes, while Australia, with our long legacy of solar innovation, now has the world's largest per capita deployment of rooftop solar. Our experience in this sector presents great opportunities for collaboration as one of the ways to support India's ambitions. India has ambitious targets for electric vehicles and manufacturing, and Australia supplies more than half the world's lithium, so there are strong complementarities there. The Australian Trade Commission's Future Skills Initiative supports Australian and Indian skills ambitions by identifying and delivering collaboration models and partnerships for skills delivery in India. So it's an exciting time to be involved in the bilateral Australia-India Economic Partnership, and of course the business chambers such as the AbC can help with a wealth of information and support. So the Australian Consulate General in Kolkata and our colleagues at the Australian Trade Commission are ready to assist you. So there's nowhere to go but to take this partnership even further. Business shows like this are a wonderful way to bring stakeholders to the table together, and I wish you all a successful event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We would now like to request His Excellency Sri Jigme Thili Nambiar, Consul General of Bhutan to Guwahati, India, for his special address.
Your Excellency, Mr. Honorable Sammo, Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Excellencies both on and off the dais, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Kuzu Sampo, Kublai, Namaste and good morning to you all. It is a special honor for me to be attending the 7th AbC Business Show in the beautiful city of Shillong. First and foremost, I would like to convey my most sincere gratitude to Your Excellency, the Honorable Chief Minister, Invest Meghalaya Authority, and the Indian Chamber of Commerce for the kind invitation extended to me and the business delegation from Bhutan. The business delegation from Bhutan is led by Mr. Kandi Wangchu, President of Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Bhutan and India share a long history of friendship characterized by mutual trust, goodwill and common vision for prosperity. India's generosity and goodwill has been instrumental in our pursuit for a sustainable socio-economic development. We have a very close partnership with India in the areas of economic development, cultural exchange, education, science and technology, to name a few. India continues to remain our most steadfast and generous development and top trading partner. Everyone is aware of the rate at which the Indian economy is growing today. India is already slated to achieve its aspiration of $10 trillion economy by 2035 and a developed nation status. This is Bharat by 2047. India's large population offers a diverse pool of talent and innovation, which in turn fuels economic growth. The region has come to be a hero in India's neighborhood first and active policy. Bhutan shares a long stretch of border with Indian states of Sikkim, West Bengal, Assam, and Arunachal Pradesh. Therefore, naturally, we have a deep level of interaction in terms of trade and commerce and socio-cultural affinities. Though we don't share a direct land border with the state of Meghalaya, but both in terms of geographical distance and heart-to-heart distance, the stretch between Bhutan and Meghalaya is very short. We are in fact very close by. Meghalaya is a very important transit corridor for Bhutan's trade and commerce with Bangladesh. From the 10 notified trade routes for Bhutan's use in the northeastern region of India under our bilateral agreement, 3 are located in Meghalaya, namely Dauki, Dalu, and Kasupara. We are able to conduct our trade and commerce smoothly to these points with support from the administration and local communities along the routes. We take note with keen interest of the initiative that the Meghalaya government is taking to upgrade Paikankura Dalu road. We are observing with keen interest the construction of more than 19-kilometer Dubri-Fulbari Bridge and many other connectivity projects taking place in the region. Just in February, the inland water transport terminal Jodhpur was inaugurated. All this will contribute towards greater economic integration and growth in the region. We enjoy a warm people-to-people ties with Meghalaya. In fact, there are many senior civil servants in Bhutan who receive their degrees from renowned institutions in Meghalaya, such as the Northeastern Hill University. At present, we have a handful of Buddhist students studying in Meghalaya. What also connects Buddhist people and the people of Meghalaya is our own love and care for nature. Meghalaya's forest coverage is about 76% of its geographical area. This is about 4% more than Bhutan. The Constitution of Kingdom of Bhutan made 60% of the territory to be under forest cover for all types of plants. As everyone is aware, Bhutan, under the visionary leadership of our beloved monarch, is a leader in the field of conservation. During the COP29 of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in Azerbaijan, my country, Bhutan, along with Madagascar, Panama, and Suriname, formed the G0 Forum, an affirmative initiative to advance global efforts towards a net zero, climate resilient, and nature positive world. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the 13th Five-Year Plan of Bhutan, which kick-started in July 2020, has adopted a 10-year strategic framework that seeks to make Bhutan a high-income GNH economy by 2034, emphasizing on the interconnected pillars of people, progress, and prosperity. We aspire to increase $2.9 billion to $5 billion by 2029 and $10 billion by 2034. A complementing case of this economic aspiration is the ambitious vision of AbC Mindfulness City, a vision that emanated from His Majesty the King. Located right across Assam and nearly 300 kilometers away from Shillong, the AbC Mindfulness City is designed as a unique investment destination that integrates renewable energy, advanced logistics, and technology-driven industries and finance, health, education, and wellness. At its core, the principle of mindfulness and spirituality guide this ambitious project, setting a global precedent for sustainable urban development. It is hoped that this project will benefit not only Bhutan, but the region as a whole. Around 30 members from the business community of Bhutan are also here today. I would like to urge them to interact and engage as much as possible with the business leaders and other participants to explore future areas of interest and collaboration in areas like trade, commerce, industry, technology, and tourism. I would like to convey my best wishes to everyone present here and most sincere thanks and appreciation to the government of Meghalaya and Indian Chambers of Commerce for the gracious hospitality. Thank you, and Dashikiri.
Thank you and congratulations, sir. Up next, I'd like to request His Excellency Shri Tiraphat Mongkol Nawid, Minister Deputy Chief of Mission of Thailand to India, for the address.
Conrad K. Sama, Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, also Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor and privilege for me to be here today and so here in Shillong, West Shillong, and in the very beautiful state of Meghalaya, one of the most beautiful states in India. Namaskar. It is an honor and privilege for me and to be here. And at the outset, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the government of Meghalaya and the Indian Chamber of Commerce for their warm hospitality and for bringing together such a distinguished gathering of policy makers and business delegates. I believe that this event will provide a much-needed platform for the northeast region of India's neighboring countries and ASEAN to engage in trade and investment cooperation. The bilateral relations between Thailand and India have long been built on shared historical, cultural, and economic linkages. Last year, we welcomed over 2.1 million tourists, including more tourists from Northeast region as we have direct flights connecting the region to Thailand. Trade volume between our two nations continue to grow, reaching about 17.5 million US dollars in 2024. Next month, Thailand is proud to welcome the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, on his first official visit to Thailand in conjunction with BIMSTEC Summit, where we aim to elevate our relations to a strategic partnership. And of course, truly, cooperation in Northeast within India will be discussed in our meetings. Ladies and gentlemen, ASEAN and India partnership has been cemented through India's economic vibrancy. India's Act East policy, which underscores India's own Indo-Pacific Ocean initiative, contributes to ASEAN outlook on India and Indo-Pacific, as well as the existing ASEAN-India FTA. As member of ASEAN, Thailand is well connected through an extensive transportation network, road, rail, sea, and air that link to other fast-growing neighboring countries in ASEAN and to India. Connectivity between northern Thailand and India's northeastern region, as well as maritime routes between the two countries, should be enhanced. Once the India-Myanmar-Thailand trilateral highway is completed, India and all countries in the region will be closer together and will help boost trade, commerce, tourism, and likewise people-to-people relations. Thailand and the northeastern region of India share several cultural similarities, including traditions, cuisine, and lifestyle. These cultural connections provide a strong foundation for deeper people-to-people exchanges. Moreover, Thailand's expertise in value-added agriculture, food processing, and tourism could also benefit Northeastern region states. That is why the Royal Thai Embassy has invited business delegation dominated by the Thai Chamber of Commerce to explore business opportunities that Northeastern Indian region states have and Nagoya have to offer. Royal Thai Embassy would like to reiterate that Thailand remains committed to strengthening our bilateral engagements with India, particularly in the Northeastern region, which serves as a gateway to greater regional cooperation, where India's Act East policy and Thailand's Northwest policy converge. On that note, let me once again express my heartfelt appreciation to the government of Nigeria for hosting this significant event, and confident that the Act East business show will pave the way for stronger partnership among the countries in the region. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Next, I'd like to invite His Excellency Dr. Muzaffar Shah Mustafa, High Commissioner of Malaysia to India, for the address.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chief Minister of Malaya, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister and Minister of Commerce and Industry, the Chief Secretary of the Government of Meghalaya, senior members of the Government of the State of Meghalaya, business leaders from various countries, colleagues from the diplomatic corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Selamat hari, very good afternoon, namaste. It is with great honor that I stand before you today at the 7th Act East Business Show in the beautiful city of Shillong. I extend my sincere gratitude to the government of Meghalaya for their warm hospitality and for having me at this event. The Act East policy, with its focus on enhancing connectivity and fostering economic cooperation, presents a unique opportunity for Malaysia and ASEAN nations to forge stronger, more meaningful partnership with Meghalaya in particular and Northeast India in general. Malaysia and India share a long and vibrant history, built on a strong people-to-people connection, our ties strongly rooted in trade, culture, and shared values. The relation has been given fresh impetus by the visit of our Malaysian Prime Minister last year, where our relation has been elevated to a comprehensive strategic partnership. In this context, to push our relation to its fullest potential, Malaysia recognizes the strategic importance of Northeast India as a vital gateway to India and South Asia. The region's rich natural resources, diverse cultural heritage, and burgeoning entrepreneurial spirit align perfectly with our own vision of a mutually beneficial relationship. We hope to be able to push the current bilateral relations from $20 billion annually to 25 billion in the next 2 years, and in a more balanced way. Malaysia shares a deep commitment to fostering sustainable economic growth and promoting inclusive development. We believe by leveraging our respective strengths and resources, we can unlock significant opportunities for our mutual benefit. This spirit resonates well with the priorities set by the Malaysian government for our chairmanship of ASEAN in 2025, with the theme Inclusivity and Sustainability, which emphasizes fostering equitable and sustainable growth within the region. Looking beyond Southeast Asia, I strongly believe that the discussion and partnership forged here in Shillong can also serve as valuable building blocks towards achieving these shared ASEAN goals, ensuring that the benefits of economic integration are shared equitably across all member states and segments of society, while also prioritizing environmentally responsible and long-term growth for the sake of our future generation. Ladies and gentlemen, I just like to highlight a few key areas where Malaysia and Northeast India can collaborate effectively. Firstly, connectivity and infrastructure. Enhancing physical and digital connectivity is crucial for facilitating trade and investment. Malaysia has considerable experience in infrastructure development, particularly in areas like ports, airports, and digital infrastructure, which are vital to improve connectivity between our two regions. Secondly, agribusiness and food processing. Northeast India, abundant agricultural resources, and Malaysia's experience in food processing and value-added agriculture offer significant potential for collaboration through joint ventures, technology, and market access. Thirdly, tourism and cultural exchange, where both Malaysia and Northeast India possess unique cultural and natural attraction. We can collaborate to promote sustainable tourism, develop eco-tourism initiatives, and facilitate cultural exchange programs. Last but not least, skill development and education. Investing in human capital is essential for long-term economic growth. Malaysia is keen to share its experience in vocational training, technical education, and entrepreneurship development. Malaysia is committed to building bridges of understanding and cooperation, fostering people-to-people connections, and promoting sustainable development. This event provides a valuable platform for us to engage in meaningful dialogue, exchange ideas, and explore new avenues for collaboration. Let us work together to build a partnership that is rooted in mutual respect, trust, and spirit of shared prosperity. I am confident that through the visionary leadership of the Chief Minister, Meghalaya is moving towards the right direction in creating a conducive environment for business and investment growth. I look forward to further deliberation towards a greater and enduring collaboration. I thank you. Terima kasih. Dhanyawad.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to request His Excellency Shri Joseph F. Ignacio, Ambassador of Philippines to India, for the address.
Hello, good afternoon. Shri Cornel K. Sharma, Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Chief Secretary, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar, good day to all. Foremost, commendations and appreciation to the State Government of Meghalaya, the Indian Chamber of Commerce, and MIPA for hosting this 7th AbC Business Show. I am deeply honored to be part of this gathering, recognizing the key role of ASEAN and the transformative impact of India's AbC policy and India's Northeast, which serve as fundamental catalysts for regional development and progress. Distinguished guests, last year, the Philippines assumed the role of country coordinator for ASEAN-India dialogue relations. As country coordinator for the next 2.5 years, the Philippines is assiduously taking on the task of facilitating an ASEAN-India interaction in order to drive forward our comprehensive strategic partnership. We will exert maximum effort to advance our shared trusts and goals and sustain our track record of mutually gainful economic engagement. Beyond our coordinatorship, meanwhile, we as the Philippines are looking forward to our chairmanship of ASEAN in 2026, during which we will continue to shepherd overall ASEAN-India collaborations. Among ASEAN's multitude of external relations, ASEAN's partnership with India stands out as one of its most dynamic. The engagement started out as a sectoral dialogue partnership in 1992, and now more than 30 years later, is a comprehensive strategic partnership. The ASEAN-India Partnership for Peace, Progress, and Shared Prosperity was the roadmap we established in 2004, and we have since implemented this through 3 comprehensive ASEAN-India plans of action. We are nearly at the terminus of the current plan that ends this year, and as the Philippines, we are supporting our ASEAN colleagues and our dialogue with India in finalizing our next plan of action for 2026 to 2030. But 10 years ago, India took a decisive step with the shift from Look East to the more proactive Act East. This shift was not merely nomenclature, it was truly act rather than just look. A deliberate strategy by India to deepen ties with Southeast Asia and the wider Indo-Pacific. ASEAN was explicitly cast as the cornerstone of its policy, and for India, the development of the Northeast is a crucial Act East policy pillar. And how much this act has been felt. Over the past decade, we felt this in the 4 C's of culture, commerce, connectivity, and capacity building, in concrete initiatives to boost with ASEAN economic relations, infrastructural connectivity, and FDI. But just as crucially, there was an eye to factoring in rapidly evolving geopolitical and geoeconomic scenarios. India has emerged as a key trading partner for ASEAN. In 2023, India was the 8th largest trade partner of ASEAN among its dialogue partners, accounting for 2.86% of total ASEAN trade. FDI flows from India into ASEAN also experienced an increase. Meanwhile, the ASEAN-India Trade in Goods Agreement, which entered into force in 2010, paved the way for the creation of one of the world's largest free trade areas, with more than 2 billion people and a combined GDP of over 7 trillion. The ITIGA saw tariff liberalization of over 90% of products between the 2 dynamic regions, and tariffs on over 4,000 product lines were eliminated. Recognizing the value of expanding its implementation, ASEAN and India are now in the midst of a review of the ITIGA to make the framework more simple, more trade facilitated for our businesses. On connectivity, meetings between ASEAN